And we're live. So, hi everyone. This is Ernice back again, bringing a new talk series called Dynamic and Diverse Women Inspiring Change. This idea basically stemmed from working with some really dynamic women and really just not having a platform to be able to share how inspiring and dynamic and diverse they are, and really allowing, not having a place for women to really share what they're doing and what's going on, and using their stories to inspire others. So I decided to create this live broadcast via YouTube. In this medium, we're allowed to have a basic conversation over Google Chat with some amazing women while broadcasting live for anyone who's listening, and it will be posted up later for anyone who decides to watch later. My goal is to share these stories, to give them, these amazing women, an opportunity to be proud of who they are and everything that they do. As this idea and opportunity continues to grow, I see it flourishing into something greater and something more. This debut episode, which is happening right now, will really set the stage and give me an opportunity to learn, see what works, what does not work, taking all advice and feedback. And I'm going to take all of these lessons with me along the way and pray for exposure so that many can share in the joy of the diverse and dynamic women inspiring change that are featured here. So today, I have the amazing and wonderful and just so gracious and lovely Dominique Young, who is actually just an amazing friend of mine personally. I met her almost 4.5 years ago, if not more, and a very, very random encounter, and we became immediate friends. She's who I consider my soulmate friend. You know, you have your friends you have your soulmate who may be in your relationship, your lover, your husband, whatever, but do you have that friend who is your soulmate forever and ever and ever? And so this is my friend who we just connect on every single level in life, family. I mean, just on every single detail of life, we just really, really connect. She can tell stories for days and for hours, and I'll be there listening and laughing. We definitely have shared many tears of joy, gone through some things together, been there for each other. And, I think now as I see her grow and as she sees me grow, that able to be there for each other in these great times now that we're really prospering because we've been through some tough times together over these past few years. And so today is just really an opportunity for her to share her story. I mean, she has such a great fan base from her previous career as a singer and a huge fan base from her current career as a teacher. And so she really, is able to reach out to people and affect change doing what she does. But I don't know if a lot of people really know who she is and what she's about and, what she's doing to change the world. So today is a day that we're really just going to spend some time with Dominique and learn a little bit about her, hear her story, and allow her to share that with you guys. So go ahead, Dominique. You can share whatever you would like to share. Tell people a little bit how you got started. I don't know. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with your teaching career? You want to start with your musical career?
Listen, first of all, hi everybody. I mean, honestly, have to start by saying that Ernice, to me, is the ultimate dynamic and diverse, beautiful black woman. I just echo everything that you said about our friendship, how it developed, how amazing it's been for us to be such a great support system for each other. And I just commend you for being bold enough to try something like this because I feel like it's not currently happening. And right now, just women of color in general in society are just not being viewed in the way that there's just a completely inaccurate portrayal of who we are right now, according to the media. And so there's just so many different types, colors, size, shapes, and careers, things that women of color are doing that are so amazing, and the world needs to know about it. So I just am honored, like, to be considered, that kind of person to you. And I love you to death, and you know that. So, what?
So I think start where you can say, how you decided to become a teacher. So before you became a teacher, what were you doing before?
Okay, got it. So, before I became a teacher, I was trying to, I guess you would say, trying to break barriers. I come from a really unique, very, very unique background. Very, very, very young parents, 13 and 14 when I was born. That's how old they were. And so I had a village of people, literally my entire family, school officials, tons of people behind me, supporting me, trying to push me through to help me become the first person in my family to attain a college degree. And that's the goal. That's the path I was on before teaching. In addition to that, I come from a musical family, so I was singing my entire life. My mom and dad are both singers, and so I, you know, am trying to like go to college, but also have these dreams of being Beyonce, right? And I was just like, I don't know how I'm going to pursue music, but I know that, one day God will make it so that I can truly minister through music. And then kind of both roads met. When I was in college at the University of Maryland, College Park, go Terps, Terps for life, okay?
Okay.
Anyway, no, when I was at Maryland, into my freshman year, my mom called me and was like, hey, Diddy's having auditions for making the band, and you got to go. And I was not, I didn't want to. I was in the middle of school, and I wasn't really thinking about being a part of a girl group. Long story short, to appease my mom, I auditioned. It ended up flipping my life on its head. I had the great opportunity of making it onto the show. I was in the house for an entire season. It was Making the Band 3, Season 2, the season out of which Danity Kane was created. Opportunity of a lifetime, total blessing. I mean, like, I was on for the whole season, got offered a couple of solo deals as a result, one being from Bad Boy. And I thought, this is it, right? Like, this is what I wanted. I wanted to be a singer. And so I left school for a little while, pursued music, and realized it was not it at all. The music industry, for me personally, was absolute insanity. Though there are those great things that everybody talks about, all the craziness that people read about regarding entertainment in general is generally true, and I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for an industry where my talent was the least important thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I walked away. That's the shortest version of the story I could give, is that eventually I realized I needed to go back to Maryland, go back to school, and just continue on that path. And I knew, just like God had given me a way to minister through music via Making the Band, that he would continue throughout my life to give me avenues to minister through music. And he's definitely done that. So, I went back to school, finished up, did marketing for a couple of years, and, went through that same phase I feel like everybody goes through after college. Where is my life going? What am I doing? And realized I needed to give back to Kip. And
yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. Like, how did you even get involved with Kip? Where does Kip start off in your life?
So Kip is it's called the Knowledge is Power program, and it is an amazing, obviously I'm biased, an amazing charter school network, nationally known charter school network with schools over 100. I want to say we're at 150, over 150 schools across the United States. It started, though, in Houston and in Texas, and I was literally able to be a member of the first graduating class out of Kip Academy in the Bronx way back in the 90s when it started. Literally, my grandma got a call from her sister, like, your grandbaby is crazy, and we need to put her in a, decent environment so that she'll, do well in school. And Kip, we found Kip. And it was, at the time, I just didn't get what I was a part of. How innovative, phenomenal, life-changing for me, but also just changing the face of education in our country. I didn't realize that Kip was going to be all of those things. Kip my KIPP teachers and the KIPP family literally stuck with me to and through college. Like from middle school through high school, you know, helped me to earn a full scholarship to go away to a private high school, and then through college. And so when I was in the marketing world right after college, I was like, this is not fulfilling me at all, and I need to be able to do something that fulfills me. I had always joked with one of the founders of KIPP, who's also a mentor of mine, that when I get rich, I'm going to give back to KIPP and give all this money. Excuse me. And then I realized getting rich, that wasn't coming anytime soon, and I needed to find a different way to give it. And that's how it happened. I was blessed with the opportunity to teach at KIPP in Washington, D.C., to start my career off, and it's been an amazing journey.
Oh, I love it. I love to hear that. So when you were actually at KIPP in DC, I know you guys worked on music with your class, with your students. How did that really change their lives and really help encourage them as they were kind of going through some of their day-to-day troubles?
Well, yeah. So one of the cool thing, it's so cool that you said that, because I kept trying to figure out, once I got into teaching, I'm like, oh, this is fun. I love this. But how do I do music? And so I would try to find little ways to infuse it into what I did in my classroom and just into the building in general. So one thing is that I played music every day in my class, and it was amazing. I mean, we had a good time. Anybody who's from DC knows about DC go-go music. I'm from New York City, and never thought I would say this, but now that I'm living back in New York, I kind of miss hearing go-go. And one of the funnest, the coolest things we would do in class is sometimes if my kids had a good day, I would literally be like, go ahead. And they would, I mean, to watch kids be so phenomenally talented and not even realize it, they would use their hands, their feet, their mouths, their legs to literally make go-go beats on the desks in the classroom, and it would be completely, everybody's in sync, the rhythm is on, somebody's up there rapping, somebody else is up there singing, and I mean, amazing, right? To watch these kids who in some places in society aren't viewed as much and aren't, you know, considered to be going places, be talented not only academically but also musically, and not even realize their talent.
Exactly.
Yeah. In addition to that, we for Saturday school, I did a song fest class.
Mm-hmm.
We analyzed music lyrics. It was so much more than I expected it to be. I literally said, I'm going to bring in some of my favorite songs. I started with a lot of Lauryn Hill. Mm-hmm. And we would listen to the songs together, and then they would have to like go through with partners, analyze the lyrics, come back, talk to me about figurative language, metaphors, similes, etc. And the students would have to tell me then, what is the meaning of this song beyond what you're hearing on the radio? Mm-hmm. So those are a few of the things I was able to do to keep my love for music, like to make sure I was being fulfilled musically, but also to make sure that my kids were able to get that as well.
I love it. Oh, I'm Steve just sick. I hope you feel a little bit better. So that really answers a lot of the questions that I was saying, how you intertwine your love of music with your current career, how you're really inspiring the children to, you know, follow their dreams. Do you ever share with the children, you know, your background and where you come from and, you know, how you kind of got started in the music industry?
Yeah, you know, my kids in New York now, it's interesting because I never just come out and say, you know, your teacher was on Making the Band. There's no comfortable way to present that to kids. So it usually happens through a parent or something where someone will be like, I know you, I saw you. And then kids will start coming up to me and being like, were you on TV, Miss Young? Mm-hmm. And so once it kind of spread through the current cohort of kids that I was teaching, we did have a conversation about it. And obviously the first thing that kids always say is, can you sing for us? And so I always tie it to some kind of incentive. Like, you know, I'll sing for the kids and then say, if we have a good class or if you know, are able to meet this goal, et cetera, then you can watch some of my videos or we can sing. And I sing happy birthday for kids. And it's they all know and they're all over it, and I love it. And I just started this like musical Instagram channel, and now all the kids are following it because I do not allow them to follow my personal Instagram. So when I came in and I'm like, yeah, I got this Instagram y'all can follow, they're like, what? I'm on it. Like, so they all went and followed me, and they like share the videos and stuff. And in addition to that, I'm assisting our director of chorus this year. And that has,
Wow.
I mean, that for me, I kept again, at this new school in New York, I'm at Kip Infinity. Okay, I was trying to figure out again musically how do I fit in here and make this a part of what I do with my kids.
Right.
Joining the chorus has been amazing. Absolutely.
That's such a good segue into my other question was how has music helped you throughout your life kind of get through those tough moments or how you celebrate, what music is your kind of go-to song when you're going through that rough patch, you just need something to sing to your spirit.
Yeah. R&B. I mean, I was raised on R&B, and it's where my heart is. New Jack Swing. I was like one of those '90s kids, just listening to everything, all New York hip hop and R&B at the time. And so, like when I was a little girl, it was all Mary J. Blige. Honestly, like you could hear Mary in my apartment coming down the block, like. Mary J. Blige was such a symbol for me when I was growing up because she's from where I'm from.
Right.
People from Yonkers don't like to say that's the Bronx, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to her. I learned through her because she was going through so much. And that's why so many people were able to relate to her music. And even though I was a kid not going through those things, I was watching so many people in my life, adults in my life, share the experiences that she was sharing. And so hearing her pain, her struggle, all of those things taught me. Like there were things I was able to avoid. Mm-hmm. Pain I was able to avoid as a result of my love for music, my love for Mary, my love for R&B. So that's kind of, I don't care what's happening in my life. If I put on a playlist of my favorite R&B songs, I feel better. Even if it's not happy music, it could be sad, gut-wrenching songs. The fact that I'm able to connect with that artist in that moment, I feel better.
That's amazing. So do you still perform at all now?
That's a good question. I haven't performed in a long time. When I lived in DC, I found this really comfortable place where it was like, I'm not trying to be in the industry, but I'm doing live shows. I was in an amazing choir and open mics, and that for me was so much fun. And I felt content. I felt happy because when I did get on stage, I felt like I was truly reaching people. And I haven't found my footing yet in New York. It's on me. I have to make the time because I know that I want to perform. I've done a few shows since I've been back, but not nearly as many as I should have. I have, however, been posting like these little 15-second videos on my music Instagram page, and that's
go ahead, drop that line.
That's at Dominique Renee Sings. Mm-hmm. That's long, but it's at Dominique Renee Sings, and that's been really fun. Like I'll try to come home and take 15 seconds or like 2 minutes to do as many videos as I can in that time frame, and it's gotten a really good response. I still post my videos on YouTube. Whenever I get the feeling, I do a cover song and put it out there. But I am, this summer, I would like to pursue more live shows. I actually have one coming up in DC soon, but I'll give you more details about it later.
Yes, definitely. I know I'm excited to hear about it, but I'm sure everybody else who will eventually see this too will be excited to hear about it. So, I mean, music is definitely the core of your life, and teaching is definitely a big aspect of your life. But what's next for you? What do you have in the works? What's your big goal, your dream, your next step?
Ooh, I keep thinking about children. I don't have children yet. I'm not married yet, but I think about when I get married, what are the things I need to do to set my children's future up. Like, I just want to make sure my children don't have to struggle the way I had to struggle, and just don't want for anything. And I think that means I have to go back to school eventually.
Right.
I do have a master's degree, um, and I'm trying to determine if going back to school, whether that's getting another master's in something different that will open up more doors, or getting my PhD. You know, whatever is going to open up the next set of doors for my career
Right.
is where I'm going to go. I'm currently writing a book. People keep telling me that my life story is so unique and needs to be told, and I have listened. So I'm in the process of putting my thoughts on paper, and prayerfully it'll get picked up once it's done. So those are kind of the next two things. There's three, because my career is going great. I love my job so much, and I think that I've found a place that I can be for a really long time and be happy. So the next step with that is really to just see how far I can go, right? Like, as a teacher, as anything greater than that within my school building, I'm excited about that too. So it's kind of those three things, is to continue to push my career in my classroom, in my school building, to continue my education eventually. Probably in the next 2 to 3 years, I can see myself enrolling in some new program, and then writing my book.
That's amazing. And public speaking, right?
Oh my God, I'd like to know more about me than I know about myself.
Really?
As you all can see, I love to talk, but I don't love to talk about nothing. I feel like I have something to say. I feel like I have a story to tell, and in addition to writing it, I want to go as many places in the world that I can to tell it to young people, of all colors, of all races, of all ages, to tell as many people as I can that they can do it.
Right.
You know, like, it feels like such a basic message, but I think that hearing it from people who have done it, and who it wasn't easy for them to do it, that is a powerful message. And so, yes, I do public speaking, and I've been a few places, and they've been great opportunities. It feels amazing, and so I just want to continue to pursue that.
That's amazing. So, do you encourage people to get into the industry? If people come up to you, students or friends, and say, I want to get into the industry, what do I have to do? What advice do you give those people?
Yeah, that's a great question. I never discourage anyone, because I have my dreams, right? Like, if someone said to me, "Girl, books don't sell, don't write a book," how would I feel? And so I just, I try to be honest. I tell people about my experience. I give as many specific details about my music industry experience as possible, so that people can get the real and know what it is that they're truly pursuing. I'm honest about the fact that most people who pursue it don't make it to the level that they want to get to. It doesn't mean that whoever I'm speaking to won't get there, but it's just reality, and you got to prepare yourself for that. My number one message to everybody all the time is that an education is more important. It's just the truth. I mean, if I just feel so thankful that I decided to go back to school and finish. A lot of people didn't think I would, and I would not have the career that I have today if I didn't do that.
Exactly.
Like, if I went into the industry and eventually said, okay, I'm walking away, if I finished school, I would not be a teacher right now. I wouldn't be able to do all the great things that I'm able to do if I didn't finish school. So that's the first thing I always say is, like, you gotta finish school. You have to have an education to do anything well in life. Even if you're going to school so that you can be your own lawyer when it comes to a recording contract, right? Like, so that you can look over the lawyer's shoulder, so you can look over the accountant's shoulder, So you can look over the manager's shoulder and actually know what's happening. You have to be educated, because without an education, you don't run your own life. You have
Exactly. Mhm. I think that's amazing, amazing, amazing advice. These past 25 minutes have been completely empowering to me as a friend, as your soulmate. I completely just am reminded of how inspiring you are, how much work you're doing, everything that you continue to do for your students, that you continue to do for us as you share your gift with us through your Instagram posts, through your performances, through your inspiring words. I think, when you do write this book, that people are really going to get to know who you are and, understand how deep your soul is behind that voice when you sung that Deborah Cox song that every time I watch, it makes me almost cry and shiver. Literally, no joke. I watched it the other day and was like, duh. Like, that's real. And I just, sometimes you just have to be grateful for the people that God brings in your life. And you definitely are one of those people where I'm just like, thank God for bringing this person who is just so real and just so dope and just so everything that I am, that I want to be, that I want to do, like just that person into my life.
to.
Um, you know, and I and I think that's why I created this opportunity. I mean, it gives us a way to reconnect and to share your story. And if I ever say, my friend Dominique, you don't know her, and then I can easily just point to my YouTube page and say, listen to her story, like listen to where she's coming from and all that she's been through and how far she's come through life. And use that to really, inspire your change and to kind of get over those rough moments, because we all have moments where things aren't easy days. And so in creating this platform and this opportunity, I just want the world to know that dynamic and diverse women do exist, and they're out here doing the work that is needed to be done to change the world, to change the lives of our children. And to these past few minutes were just a small glimpse into the life of a talented teacher who is using her gift to change the lives of our future. And for me, I want to applaud you from the bottom of my heart for committing yourself to doing the work and for, doing all your different ventures to continue to inspire change. And so I just want to thank you for being so dynamic and diverse, and to let you know that, I'm grateful for your presence, for your being, and definitely for you taking this opportunity to share it with me and to be the first person on my platform. And as it grows, you can always say, like, I was the first person who was there for you. And that's something that, can never be, taken for granted. So thank you for those who viewed it. And thank you for those who will view this. We want to know about all the dynamic and diverse women in your life. Share this with them. Let them know that we're out there trying to get connected, trying to share our experiences and hear their experiences. And so we hope that you join us in the next few weeks as we bring more dynamic and diverse women inspiring change to the forefront. Have a great night.